Hi everyone, this video is a part of my Korea University's coding tutorials.
Hi everyone, today we'll keep talking about how we can copy values and variables between each other and the impacts trying to go between different data types can have. So now that we have talked about assigning values to variables and how the different data types can influence that, we are going to talk about copying variable values between each other. This is a very powerful and important tool in our kit, so let's jump straight in. The three main data types we'll look at in this section are ints, floats, and char. This is because they have a really clear number basis, where ints are integer numbers, float have a decimal point, and most char has a number representation of the stored character. First, we can copy the value of an int into a float. A good way to think about this is that floats are more precise and we can see more information looking at it than ints. So we have the room in a float to fit an int. Ints don't see the values after the decimal point. They're not running up or down, just simply cut off. Therefore, we cannot go back in the other direction. If we use the same analogy, we don't have the room in an int to fit a float. When we attempt to copy a character value to an int or a float, we don't copy the symbol itself, but our program goes off and finds the ASCII value, and that is what we save to the variable. Here we have some valid examples of what we have just spoken about. We have integer letter equals to capitalized A, which in this case actually stores value 65. Then we have float variable b equal to 90, which can also be stored at 19.0. Then we have the float coffee, which is equal to -7, which can actually be -7.0. Then we have the float initial equal to m, same thing as above, or the character ch variable equal to 97, which actually stores value a. Now, here are some statements that would be invalid and display an error in processing. As we cannot save floats into ints, here we have integer a equals 17.9, then integer taxi equal to -99.2. As we have seen, floats are very flexible, and unless you know you're always going to need an integer, it would be best to use a float. A good way to remember what values or data types can be copied into each other is the following analogy. If floats are animal and ints are dogs, and a char is a poodle, all poodle and dogs are animal, but all animal are not dogs, and all dogs are not poodles. We have other ways of copying data called casting that we will look at in a future video, but there's already some material online if you wish to do some extra reading. We will also cover default values and size of the data types, which leads to more explanation about the reason behind what we can copy into each other and why. For now, that's all we have for this section. Thanks everyone, and we'll see you later.